Hello. Tonight I want to actually discuss about Social Security and disability benefits. The reason why I chose this topic is because most people have blinders on. When we were a kid, when we were growing up, we all heard that Uncle Sam wants a little bit out of each of our paycheck. That, of course, when we're young, we don't even know who Uncle Sam is. And, we get our first paycheck and Uncle Sam has already taken that money out and we're expecting $100 paycheck and it's only $75 and we're wondering where that money is. So our parents have to explain to us who Uncle Sam is. So through our life, we're always thinking, okay, so we're going to get that money back. At the end of the year, Uncle Sam's going to give us some of it back, but that Social Security is supposed to be there for our life. Unfortunately, Uncle Sam is supposed to be kicking that in and give us a portion that he takes, and he's supposed to give it back at the end, of our, I'm going to say, life cycle, 60, 65. That's what we're expected, right? Well, it doesn't always work that way. And I'm here to give you some false information that you probably didn't know. And false information about disability, because I've learned it firsthand between myself and from a death of a spouse. And Social Security and disability doesn't work the way they say it does. So let's just jump right in. So the first thing is, everyone says you pay out to Social Security for your paycheck. Make sure you claim enough so you're paying in and it's taken care of. Well, I definitely agree with that. But then a lot of people are planning on having Social Security as their retirement plan. So the problem with that is you can't do that. When you're 60, 62, 65, most elderly, that's what they're counting on, is that income. And most people will go ahead and at 60, they will go ahead and claim their Social Security because they can. But the problem is it decreases, and sometimes by a third, if not by a fourth. The longer you wait, the more money you get. And the reason why they do that is for the simple reason that they need their money. They're too old, or a health reason, or for the simple reason all their life they've heard that the government is going to not have any money by the time that they get it, and they want to make sure they get it. But it doesn't work that way. So I'm 53. I expected to have Social Security there, disability there when I needed it. I'm here to tell you it wasn't. It's not. I also, because I couldn't work, I don't have a retirement plan. So that's why I'm telling you, put money back, have a retirement plan. Even if it's 10%, don't use an excuse. Always pay yourself first. So let's get into the Social Security. It disappears out of your paycheck every week. So Uncle Sam gets his percentage, and then the bank, or not the bank, your employee, he takes out a percentage from your paycheck. Then your employer has to pay a certain percent. But when you get Social Security, you only get 6.2% back. if you get Social Security. And I say that if, and you'll understand why in a little bit. So, because the tax rate is 12.4%, you pay part of that, your employer pays the other part. And then you only get 6.2% back at the end. And that's where that calculation comes in. Then, there's no age limit. So you can keep, 60, 62, 65, and 70. All of that you can start collecting. But there's no age limit. When you start working and you get a paycheck, you're expected to pay Uncle Sam. Even at age 70, as long as you're working, you're still expected to pay Uncle Sam. And they will still deduct it. You'll still get a little bit of a paycheck from Social Security, but they will deduct what you've worked from that paycheck. Even in disability, like if I get $900, it's just an example. If I get $900 disability and I work $1,000, then they're going to deduct that $1,000, even though I've already paid Uncle Sam for Medicaid and whatever else in taxes. They're going to double deduct and say, okay, you've paid that. Now we're going to decrease and you won't get $900. So they will deduct how much they pay me for that month because I made $1,000. So I just want you to be clear on that. So there's no age limit. So I want you to understand that. And the earliest they want you to do is 62. You can do it at 60, but you can do it at 60. 62 is what they actually want. But like I said earlier, you can do it 60, 62, 65, and 70. The earlier you do it, you lose more money. The process, how they determine how you receive it, is a 3-step process. And it's called the AIME, A-I-M-E. It's primary insurance amount, which is PIA. There's a whole process in this. And it starts listing the year you start making money. Each year can be different. And you can find all of this information on the socialsecurity.gov website. And all the information I'm giving you can be found on the socialsecurity.gov website. You can also find it where I did on aarp.gov and, excuse me, not .gov, but .com on AARP. And also Social Security .rules are just a few of the sites that I actually linked into to find actual details and everything. Since I've lived this for 13 years now, I was well round with this information. So, to qualify for benefits, you have to earn credits. You have to have 4 credits each year. An example is 1 credit is $1,470. That's how much you have to make to get 1 credit. When you've earned $5,880, you've earned 4 credits. If you don't earn those credits, you don't get your Social Security. Every year counts how many credits you've earned. Most people need 40 credits in their lifetime to receive their retirement benefits. So please remember this. It's important when you go to get your benefits and even Social Security disability, if you don't have that, you will not be getting anything or very little. What you get is the difference between SSI and SSD. There is a wide variety. And let me hit that real quick. The difference is this, and I'll give you an example. I am disabled. Unfortunately, because of an accident, car accident, and because I have not worked for 5 years, they put me as SSI because I did not have enough credits earned in 5 years. Therefore, because I didn't have enough credits earned, even though I earned plenty of credits the prior years, because my husband made $24,000 a year. Yes, I'm still laughing at that. $24,000 a year. He makes too much money. Therefore, I get zilch on my Social Security benefits, disability benefits. 0. So what I get out of disability is my insurance only. So please be aware that just because you get disability, if you don't have enough credits, that's all you're going to get. There might be other circumstances, but be aware of that. My late husband was terminally ill. We fought 7 months for Social Security disability to approve him, even with doctors and surgeons saying he was terminal. And he made $60,000 to $70,000 a year, had plenty of credits, but they fought him every step of the way until the day before he died. So, go to socialsecurity.gov. This is what I want to tell everyone. Go to socialsecurity.gov, and I know I'm over on my time, but this is important to me, so I want to inform everyone. This is what you will find. One of the things that you will find. This is my list of what they have on me for income for my prior years. The yellow is because it's incorrect, so I have to contact them. They have me only working few $1,000s for 3 years when I had almost $30,000 those years. So I have to find out why. Go to that website. Make sure your information is correct. Because if it's not correct and something does happen and you need Social Security, disability, whatever it might be, if that's incorrect, you're going to have a time with them trying to get it straightened out at the time that you're trying to get things fixed. So do it now so you don't have issues later. They can tell you on that website how much you'll be getting, at what age. Anything you want to know, they can tell you on that website. So in conclusion, because like I said, I know I'm over on time, but this is, I'm passionate about this subject because people don't know, you don't know exactly how it works unless you've gone through the ringer. And honestly, I went through the ringer for 5 years just with myself, fighting them with disability because I haven't been able to work for 5 years. I'm standing up here right now and honestly, it's killing me. But I'd much rather do this than not let you get the information you need. So in conclusion, so Social Security, in case you didn't know, and I learned this just last semester with my history class, but President Roosevelt actually passed Social Security Act in 1835. He enforced it in 1835 when the Great Depression, hoping it would help with some of those issues. However, fast forward to the present, many use it for a retirement plan instead, and plan on seeking another source instead of Social Security, because Social Security, even though it might be there for you, like my mother, she never had any means of a retirement plan. She is 74 years old and she lives on $847 a month. And she's worked all her life. So don't be her. And she worked like a mule. But only reason she survives is because she's from the Great Depression. Her mother was from the Great Depression. She knows how to take care of herself. But there's days it's hard. So, moving on, it's not enough to live on. Social Security isn't enough to live on. So, plan on doing something else. So, in the ending note, I would just like to say, choose now for a plan for your retirement and not plan to help on the help of Social Security. I became disabled in 2016, as I said earlier about the disability. And after Social Security ran me through the test and ringer, it was a nightmare. They finally chose to determine me disabled. However, because my husband being full-time, it didn't do me any good other than being for medical reasons and insurance. So money-wise, it didn't help. We still make $24,000 a year, and every once in a while, I'll sell some crafts. So just do yourself a favor. Be wise, be educated, and be smart on how you do your finances for retirement so you don't get in the same pickle that I did. And that's it. I know it's long, but I think some of you will appreciate the information so you're not blindsided later on in the future. I hope that it was educational for you.